That is cool though. That's why I love doing this, just looking and seeing Sterling Moss in his van will just drive past. Tiny little mirrors, I can't see. Welcome back to Alternative F1, where take the race we've had, so the Spanish Grand Prix, and look, and I have a go in cars that never raced around here. So the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya had its first F1 race in 1991, so cars before 1991, and 1958 was definitely before 1991. And in sort of a Le Mans theme, I'm in this wheeled-covered Porsche, which was genuinely an F1 car in this year. You want to talk about other, like, almost not quite wheeled-covered cars, but the Alberto Ascari in front of us in the Lancia. We're like the only ones who have like wheel coverings going right up to the wheels. The body was flat with the wheels. Everyone else had sort of the tube was just a tube and then the wheel sticking out. So yeah, this Porsche, which looks like a Le Mans car, looks and feels like a Le Mans car, is surprisingly very much a Formula 1 car. Somehow, again, it was only, it's in its 8th year, so it wasn't 9th year, so wasn't that crazy. Obviously wasn't the fastest as well, like the I think that's a Lotus. Whoa, okay. You go where you're looking. I'm gonna let them. That is also that's a Maserati. I'm trying to know, because I'm used to like the default colours, like the Lotuses being green and the Maseratis being red, but of course they didn't have to do that. If you keep your eye out, you will see a yellow Ferrari. Oh yeah, this is my first time actually doing the 2023 layout. Yay! Goodbye, horrible chicane! And hello, horrible brakes. Right. Now that we're doing a lap, let's see what this car can do. I'm more going to look up at that RPM thing, because the RPMs are put in a dumb place and they're there behind my hand. So, and of course I got this as well so you can see what I'm doing with pedals. So, 150 meters? Nope. Well, if it was, that was too hard. So, it does like to kick its arse out when if you change gear while turning. It does like to kick its arse out. Steering is very heavy in this thing. I mean, look at the size of the wheel as well. Compared to now, where it's just a tiny little thing with like a computer. It's like an iPad, basically, that they drive nowadays. And it's about the size of an iPad. The rear of those cognautes look so funny. So funny, in fact, that the number 15 decides to just crash into the side of me. That was nice of him. You'd see this now and you'd be like, no way is this F1. Like, look at the rear of those cognautes, and he's in clearly what is a Le Mans car. Hey, you right there? No, these are all genuine Formula 1. I love seeing these wacky Formula 1 cars, particularly back before the rules were properly established. Yeah, you can have open wheel coverings. You can have wheel coverings, why not? Your car's technically a Formula 2 car, yeah, why not? What's that? You want to take your Formula 1 car and compete in the Indy 500? Yeah, you can do that too. Okay, so starting my first flying lap in the Porsche. Let's see what we can do. We have got a car up in front. I'm going to brake quite early, and thanks to the fact I've been playing a lot of ACC recently, I know not to go full brake. Because that will just lock my brakes up. It's not like a modern Formula 1 car where you sort of can go full brake and then come off it. Just never go full brake. So there's always a lot of play in the wheel because you're sort of fighting over that bit where you got oversteer and understeer. You're sort of just dancing the car through the corner. So one second for turn 4. Shift up to third if you can. It's obviously a lot slower, so you've got a lot more time to think about these corners. Like, it's sort of like a 2-minute something lap around here, you know, it's not quick. Which does make me worry that I'm doing 17 laps of this place. If you're wondering, sometimes that corner's flat. Not in these cars. It's definitely not flat. So again, it's 400 meters. And a second, thankfully it's a lot. This corner's a lot longer than it used to be. So round we go. And what I discovered is actually you keep it in third through here, and then just keep it planted coming out of that corner, because you need third for the next corner. As long as the Lotus, Vanwall, whoever it is in front, stay in third, make a little bit for the final corner, let it run to the line, and we put in a 2 minutes 20. Slightly faster than is it Lewis Clark, I think. And it's definitely a Lotus in front. So we currently have pole position, which is nice. Okay, so this might be the last lap. I might get one more in it. I have been passed by Tony Brooks for qualifying, so we'll get stopped in time. Just flat out through turn 2, lots of opposite lock up to third gear. Turn it in. Turn 3, drift. See all the smoke. Can't see it behind me. I can see all the smoke in the mirror that I'm creating. Right, turn 4. Down second. You want to be careful. You don't want to have it oversteer too much. Oh, big lockup. Lockups are difficult to recover in this thing. Oh, big drift. I have no idea how I'm doing, but if I'm improving or not. Turn in, big drift as well into there. I'm liking these drifts. They're not necessarily faster, but they help get the car rotated. Right, onto the back stretch. I've got, that is a Ferrari, I think, up in front. Stamp on the anchors, turn in. Whoa. Big slide, big slide. Now I've got this Ferrari in my way. little bit in my way, but I'm just going to cut them off in this corner. They hit me twice and pushed me onto the gravel. What a dick. Right. 10 seconds to the line, so I can do one more lap. I don't know if I improved my time. I probably didn't, but let's see if I get to the end. Let's see what I get at the end. Graham, get out of the way. Graham, get out of the way. Get out of the way, Graham. It's Graham Hill. Get out of the way. You're slowing me down, Graham. Please be gone. No, you're too much of a gentleman to hit. You don't hit. You're too much of a gentleman to do that. He goes backed away, and that Ferrari is back. But they're not going to get me on this last corner. Hold it, hold it, hold it. I don't think I've improved. That was a very scruffy final sector. Do I improve? No, I do not. But Tony Brooks definitely improved. So, I'm having a pit stop now. Yeah, so, an all-British top 5. With Tony Brooks, Sterling Moss behind me, Stuart Lewis Evans, Mike Hawthorne, Peter Collins, you've got Wolfgang Von-Tripps, Oliver Gudenbein in the yellow Ferrari, Carol Shelby, Graham Hill, Phil Hill, Alberto Ascali's out there, so it's Juan Manuel Fangio, you got Jack Brabham somewhere in a Cooper, Maria Teresa de Flippes is back there as well. Yeah, good chunk of drivers, and interesting being in a Porsche doing this. So, 5 red lights, they're off, and we're off for the 1958 Spanish Grand Prix. There wasn't a Spanish Grand Prix in 58, but that's what we're doing. It was a bad start for Brooks, and a good start for the Porsche. We've got good speed on this Porsche. So we lead going into the first couple of corners. I mean, I hope it gets a bit more interesting. I don't want to just be out front the whole time. Bit of drift coming round. The mirror isn't particularly big. I just need to make sure I'm keeping Brooks behind us. Oh, that's not good. That's very not good. Ah. We're now behind Sterling Moss in the van wall. I know we normally think of Sterling being in the Mercedes, but don't forget after the 1955 Le Mans disaster, Mercedes stepped away from racing and wouldn't return until like the 1980s. Big snap of oversteer there, but the Ferraris went wide at that corner as well, so I managed to catch everyone back up. Gone, inside of Moss, inside of Moss. Wrestling with the car, keep Moss wide. I think we've passed Sterling. Yes, we have. He probably wasn't a Serb back in 58, but he was a Serb when he died. So this is where I lose out. That is cool though. That's why I love doing this, just looking and seeing Sterling Moss in his van wall just drive past. Of course, Van Wall are back in Le Mans, which is a great name to be returning to motorsport. Go on, go on, go on. Oh, this is so much more fun than Formula 1 because it's slower. It's more fun than Formula 1. It's more fun than modern Formula 1 because it's slower. Like, yeah, it's impressive, the speeds that they all carry. nowadays, but because it's slower, there's opportunity. Oh, it suddenly goes wide. So I can brake. I can brake later. I've got more grip through these corners. So can I pass who would be the champion of 58, which is Mike Hawthorne, who would sadly pass away on his way to the prize giving, I believe. It was like later in 58. It's tragically passed away. He was racing someone to a dinner of sorts. He saw someone he knew and decided to race them on the road. No, who's this in front? Peter Collins! Go on, Peter, give us a tow. They probably didn't know about aerodynamic and slipstreaming back then, but that's why it's not very effective. I'm going to be passed by Hawthorne. Around the outside of Hawthorne, turn 3. No, he's still there. He's still there. See, this is what I mean by it's slower, so it's a bit more wrestling with the wheel, but it's slower and it's much more wheel to wheel. Trying to go on the inside of Hawthorne. Look how close we can get. I can't see him. There we go. He's a bit behind now. This is the thing. Now I can try and get Peter Collins, but there's a long straight coming up. So Hawthorne's going to be all over me along this straight. Oh, unless I get a good run. Oh, which I do, and I'm keeping up with Collins. This is good, because he's going to brake, and I'm going to brake later than him. Trying not to hit the Ferrari. And I'm ahead. Just got Brooks and Lewis ahead. Come on the inside, Tony Brooks. Don't oversee it. There we go, push them a little bit wide. Past Tony Brooks, we're up in second place. Let's see if we can catch the final van wall, although I'm going to be passed by Brooks again. See, they don't sound as roary as you'd think they do, but that's because they started figuring out, at this point, in the late 50s, that weight was a thing and was what you needed to do. Of course, this is when the Lotuses started doing well, and of course, Colin Chapman's favourite line of simplify and add lightness. So, a lot of the cars, while they, particularly like the Maseratis, they did have like V12 variants, a lot of them were running V6s. So it sounds like the van walls are running. I sound like I'm running V6 as well, or a V8 maybe. Oh, Brooks decided to go a bit wide. Thank you, Tony. Here we go, and then within the space of 2 corners, I take both of the fastest cars on the grid, the 2 van walls, and a car that, realistically, he's still there though, but in a car that realistically shouldn't be on the Formula 1 grid, is more of a Le Mans car, but was allowed to compete. Now, am I going to get mugged down the straight by the 2 van walls? Or can I hold them off? Watching my mirror, they're getting bigger. Getting bigger, they're getting bigger, they're getting bigger. It looks like it's actually gonna be Tony Brooks who's gonna send a dive. If anyone sends a dive! Oh no. Rear wheel's locked. That's not good. Okay. Well, considering that we're now like 4 seconds ahead of Hawthorne as well. And then 15 seconds, Moss is 15 seconds ahead of Hill. So, I think it's just going to be me and these two Vanwalls for a while. Okay, I'm suddenly worried now. We are lap 8, so yeah, halfway. Oh, didn't want to go down there, but look who's steaming through. He's set fastest lap and all. It is Mike Hawthorne. Starting to come along. Like, me and the Vanwalls, a long way ahead, and we were just sort of out for a nice Sunday drive through northern Spain. And now Hawthorne's here to ruin the party. We just got to sort of wake up for the next sort of 8 laps or so, 8-9 laps. Oh, Hawthorne goes very, very wide. Hello. Literally touching distance. Love it. Get off my bumper. I amazingly actually have a bumper. Don't know where he is. He's still up there. Whoa, round the outside of him, turn 3, didn't quite do it. We're now starting to lap people. This is going to give Hawthorne the edge over Brooks. Brooks is bunched in by the lapped Lotus. Porsche gets through both Brooks and the lapped Lotus. Wonderful. So we're going to start seeing some back market. Oh, he's still 30 seconds behind the next car, which is Maria Teresa de Filippes. Almost locked up into Hawthorne. Whoa, big snap of oversteer as well. I've now got defence from Hawthorne and Brooks. Oh, wheel in the gravel. But I stay ahead of them. Right. Not a catch. The car in front, and we are very quickly catching up to De Filippes. Here we go, he's been held up by the lapped cars. Get past Maria. I've done a video about you. Right. Whoa, past everybody because the Lotus is slow. Might be a BRM. But that is now first place. Because I was managed to get past everybody. So, just 5 more laps. Okay, final lap. Still in the lead. I have a 6.69 nice lead over Lewis Evans. I've forgotten his second part of his name. But then you got Sterling Moss, who's caught back up, and Hawthorne and Collins and Hill and how much of it was Fangio's like down in 12th. Fangio's not having a good race. Ah! No! No! No. Thankfully I blocked the track, so they had to defend. So I'm making this is exciting now, aren't I? Oh no! I've got overheated tyres. Ah! No, I could have won that race, but I'm letting the 3 Vanwalls get in front. No, it could have been a Porsche victory. It could have been a Porsche victory, but instead it's going to be a Vanwall 1, 2, 3. Come on, I've at least got to get in the podium. I was thinking earlier how I haven't won a race this season. With all the different cars and teams and tracks and stuff I've done, I haven't won a race. And I was very comfortably in the lead. And now it's spun. Ah! I don't think I'm going to catch him either. I might be able to pull off a miracle through here. The tyres are just so worn out. Tyres have really worn out. If I had a good run through there, I could have, but no. Tyres are going. They're really going. Promise me, car, you won't spin out and lose out to Hawthorne. Come on. Come on, get past Tony Brooks at least. Please. Ah, I'm within spitting distance of him. Didn't quite do it. We're 4th. Damn it, it was a Vanwall 1, 2, 3. So Sterling Moss actually takes the victory. He got past Stuart Lewis Evans. Lewis Evans, that was it. Yeah, and then behind Tony Brooks. So it was a Vanwall 1, 2, 3. Not quite 7, 8, 9 either. It was 7, 9, 8. Then us in the Porsche 718. Hawthorne, Collins, Graham Hill, the yellow Ferrari that I mentioned, Phil Hill, Von-Tripps. Yeah, and then there was a handful of drivers that we passed as well. I think up to Cliff Anderson, maybe Harry Schell as well. But what do you think of that? That was interesting. Really fun driving those much older classic cars. Like I said during the race, it just felt so good because they're slower, so there's a lot more closer racing because you can position the car a bit better. It feels great though. It feels great. They're great cars. Yeah, that was. I don't want to say it's fun. I say that every time, but that's why I do it, because it's fun and entertaining. Yeah. So sorry, this is really late coming out as well. This is like a week late. Sorry. But that means a lesser wait for Alternative Canada coming up next week. So, see you for Canada.